Rick's past has always been a mystery to us, from wondering if Morty C-137 is truly Rick C-137's Morty, to his family's past with Beth, but we wonder what happened to him before arriving to Beth's doorsteps. And before I begin, I would like to credit Reddit user, and I really apologize if I butcher the name, Janikowski, I'm so sorry, as his theory gave me a platform to build my theory on Rick's past. His post will be linked down below, and I strongly encourage you guys to read it before watching this. Now to the big topic being discussed today. Rick and Morty does not shy away from being dark. We've seen major events unfold like Rick's attempt on suicide, Summer's influential character change, Rick and Morty abandoning their universe, and perhaps the whole Evil Morty arc. But for Rick's past, this could very well be a dark one. From what we know, Rick's past is hidden and only glimpses of his past is either shown or mentioned. Here's a list of what we know of Rick's past so far. Rick, Squanchy, and Birdperson were best friends for a while and have fought the Federation together. Despite Rick being away from the Smith family for about 14 years, he has been with Morty as an adolescent. Rick and Unity's past relationship, and something huge happened between Rick and his wife. If I missed anything, please feel free to comment it down below. So with what we have right now, Rick actually has a decent past. In terms of the Smith family, I think it was rather different. But before I get into that, I would like to discuss his rather galactic history. It most likely wasn't as dark and probably really fun, seeing how he got to be in a band with Squanchy and Birdperson and also fight together against the Federation. It probably was really incredible. However, in terms of the Smith family, it may be different. You see, we all know Rick has been with the Morty since he was a baby, but we are told that he's been away for 14 years and Morty is about 15 or 14, which shouldn't explain why we see baby Morty in pictures and flashbacks. What most logical people think is that Rick secretly visited the Smith household, but what tinfoil people think is what I think. This theory that I have is probably less likely and full of crazy since it does involve time travel as well. We could continue the theory that our current timeline Morty is not Rick C-137's original Morty. That's probably one of the main theories out there. Now, this is because of the whole Rick and Evil Morty debauchery seen in Season 1, Episode 10, but continuing on, what I theorized is that Rick's past at the beginning was actually a normal one. He was a smart person with a loving family, which is similar to his lie back in Season 3, Episode 1, and although that story was a lie, it could still have some truth to it in order for Rick to develop a convincing lie to escape. Continuing, Rick met his wife and was in a happy, loving relationship. Thus, Beth was born and a happy, loving family was created. But not all good things last forever, and this is where his wife either dies or they have a divorce. This is the beginning of Rick's downfall. He loses one of the most important person in his life and is forced to become a single parent. This could explain his hate towards love and doesn't see it as important. But in this story, Rick doesn't portal off and leave Beth. In fact, he becomes smart enough to develop the portal gun, but he doesn't really use it and he doesn't use it to venture off. He becomes alcoholic to deal with his loss that he still hasn't gotten over with, and with that makes irrational decisions, but it's still able to keep him going through the day. Fast forward to when Beth meets Jerry and has their own family. This could explain the Morty flashback scene in the series, but now fast forward even more where Rick's alcoholism takes a big toll which makes his actions unreversible. With Jerry and Beth living together, it could be seen that they had enough of Rick and asked him to leave. But he doesn't take it lightly, which allows him to make a decision that puts his own family in jeopardy. You see, Rick sober may still be an ass, but he's a good ass and has done some good things. He has helped out a lot of people, took care of the Smith family we know now, and is more caring with Beth. But as an alcoholic, there were some things where he did do some unreasonable actions. An example of this is literally in the pilot episode. Now in the current timeline we are in, his unreasonable actions didn't really create catastrophic events. But linking to my theory in the past, maybe one decision caused the destruction of Rick C-137's previous timeline. After seeing what he's done, he uses his time travel equipment to go back in time, but time travel is a tough concept and it's tough to complete, so he can time travel partially back in time to redo his actions. But with the whole wacky concept of time travel, a paradox occurs where the Rick that went back in time to reverse his actions meets the Rick that would commit the same actions. To make it easier, Rick A is the Rick going back in time and Rick B is the one who would commit the crime. Continuing, Rick A speaks to Rick B about what would happen. Now that Rick B knows what happens, Rick A doesn't really disappear but instead merges with Rick B. This could explain Rick leaving without telling the family what happened and allows Rick to reconnect with his old buddies in the galactic era. This event would occur also before Beth tells Rick to leave, which covers the unknown reason why Rick left according to the Smith family. After some considerable time, Rick returns to the family because of his own personal reasons, and everything unfolds in this series as we know as Rick and Morty. Now this wouldn't really be Rick's original family, because with time travel you don't go back in time on your own timeline. You go back in time to a timeline similar to yours, thus creating the merge between Rick A and Rick B, and allowing Rick to just waltz out to a different life as seen in season 1 episode 6. He knows his past is gone, and the people who really knows are truly gone, except for Evil Morty, who would be the Morty that Rick thought he killed in his own timeline, but Evil Morty uses the portal gun left in the other dimension and grows angers towards original Rick and other Ricks after exploring the multiverse. And that is my theory on Rick's dark past. There are probably a lot of plot holes in my theory, but after going through this numerous times, I didn't really see them all, which is why I'm going to post it on YouTube anyways and see a ton of comments telling me all the problems about my theory, which is I'm perfectly fine with it, because then I could probably fix it in the future and make a more updated one with it. Aside from this, I really enjoyed sharing this one, and it wouldn't have been informed if it wasn't for Reddit user, I'm sorry, Janikowski. Oh my god, I'm so sorry if you ever watch this and I'm mispronouncing your name. Thank you so much for watching. I know this theory wasn't really complete, and it probably is really confusing and hard to understand. So like I said, if you guys want to comment down below questions, or comment down any plot holes that I missed out on, or any mistakes, then please feel free, and I would like to have this conversation between you and I. Yeah, started there. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, like it, subscribe for more, I guess. Any support is appreciated. So thanks for watching. My name is Jay, and I'll see you guys any another day. Peace.